Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Folks, today I want to talk about the 5v5 offensive teams that I'm going to be using. Obviously, I'm going to be changing things up. There's a lot of different pathways to success in GAC, and if you want to see how I'm using all of my Galactic Legends, for instance, you can watch my GAC videos. I might even make a video of it if I have time to do that. I would love to find the time to make a video about how I'm going to be splitting up my various teams for GAC 5v5, but we're still going to talk about the Maul team. There's going to be a Dash Rendar team today, and all I have to say, folks, is stay tuned. All I have to say, I'm not going to limit myself like I would do that. But the thing I do want to say, gosh, there's a few different things, guys. So first off, there's going to be a defensive teams video out. Almost certainly, I'm probably going to record it tonight at the same time. I'll release it, though, a day after this, maybe 2 days. But so stay tuned for that. If you haven't subbed to the channel, here's your notice, folks. Please do that. I would really appreciate that. Helps us mount the algorithm. And if you have already subbed, then all you have to do, just hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment in the comments area. Would really appreciate. We're trying to mount the algorithm, and it's not pretty. Only you can help me apparently make mounting the algorithm pretty, is the argument I'm apparently framing. So I apologize for framing such an awkward argument that doesn't make any sense, but we're going to actually make a lot of sense today as we discuss the Maul team on offense. We're going to talk about the new prepared team with what's his face, the stupid guy that I can't remember his name of. I can't remember his name of, and I'm calling him stupid. Dear Lord. But anyways, folks, one last thing beyond that, do want to just shout out my good buddy Endal BL, who is still playing this game. He's just on vacation and he can't do this video series with me. I truly enjoy collaborating with him, and I'm hoping he wants to do the 3v3 videos. I haven't asked him, but we're going to do 3v3 next season, of course, then 5v5. Hopefully this is the only time he's gone, because frankly, he's making my life hell. How dare he? Now, but that being said, guys, I am going to link his YouTube channel, just for old time's sake. Love NLBL, and guys, if you want more GAC coverage and a different take on things, go watch Endal's videos. He is a GAC guru. He knows his business better than almost anyone in the game, better than me certainly. So if you want a new take on it, check out that link in the video description. Stay tuned for that defensive video. That'll also be linked in the video description once it is out. So let's get to the game, and we'll start talking about these 11 teams, the 11 soccer positions. No, don't kill me for saying soccer. Please, I'm sorry. Whoa, madness. Guys, we are in the game. Let's talk about teams on offense. So here we are. First team up. The one that I think embodies an offensive team more than any other team out there is the Commander Luke team. And gosh, I love this team so much. I think that in 5v5, one thing to keep in mind, folks, is in 3v3, a lot of times people are putting Commander Luke with a crit avoid arrow just so that Jedi Training Ray can't counter him. But remember, in 5v5, if you're going to swap mods, make sure that he's got either an offense arrow or just a speed arrow. I mean, any kind of arrow really, other than crit avoid, because crit avoid is not going to work with him. You generally in 5v5 are going to want him to have guard, and therefore you're going to want it won't matter, like he's not going to be crit at all because he's with Chewie in 3v3. Chew PO is not sufficient to prevent him from being crit, so you're kind of wasting an arrow. Like you guys can see here, the Death Star orbiting the forest mode of Endor. But also, you can see that I have a crit avoid arrow on him, and that is not going to fly. Probably still want tenacity because, frankly, this is a great team to counter General Grievous if you have a lot of tenacity on your team, but otherwise, the arrow does not make sense. Otherwise, guys, lots of tenacity on this team is really good, and you can get a lot accomplished. So this team is wonderful on offense, really good banners. If you see Bad Batch on defense, shoot Echo first, and then you just win. Basically, like, you just shooting Echo is essentially an I win button. I mean, that's not the only team. Those aren't the only teams that this counters, but it's a pretty cool one. Now, the next up, folks, is this Imperial Trooper Squad. It is really awesome. It's the bee's knees, to quote old stupid expressions. Now, someone was asking me in one of my comments recently, what relic level do I think that this team needs on Dark Trooper to be able to counter Darth Revan teams? And if it's a pure Darth Revan team, I would say probably Relic 7. Relic 8 is a lot nicer and safer for a lot of different reasons, but I think Relic 7 on Dark Trooper is fine, unless you meet someone with like a Relic 8 Sith Eternal or Sith Empire Trooper or something like that. In general, honestly, like, this team beats this as constructed with Relic 3 included on 3 of these troopers. This team will beat almost any Darth Revan team as long as your Piet is fast enough, which he should be with plus 20 speed and a really fast set on him. Not to mention, you need 6 E mods anyway, so you can put fast, awesome mods on him. Mine is 339. So he's faster than any Darth Revan, really. Like, he's 359 otherwise. And then the biggest thing, folks, is making sure, so Piet's going to go first. He's going to give everyone on his team 20% turn meter. You need one character on this team to be able to bridge that gap and be able to gain 20% turn meter and have complete all the way up to 100% turn meter. And that, for me, is Stark. And he doesn't need to be nearly as fast. All you have to do is do the calculation of whatever speed the character is going to be. So in this case, it's 301, and then you just times it by, you divide 301 by 0.8, and that's going to be your effective turn meter. And that's all you have to do. Colonel Stark, good to go. So, you need that character to bridge, and otherwise you can take out those Darth Revan teams, you can take out all sorts of things. This is the epitome of a really amazing offensive team. You don't really need Gideon. He can be used elsewhere. He's going to finish off a ton of teams, do a lot of really good, cool, fun things that this squad also finishes off any Galactic Legend out there that I'm aware of. Like 3v3, they finish off most Galactic Legends. 5v5, it's no doubt if you kill all but one Galactic, all but like one, Galactic Legend. If you kill everyone on a Galactic Legends team, except for the legend himself, these guys will finish him off for you. Just Relic 8, guys. I mean, Relic 8 on Dark Trooper. You don't need 9. Not yet, at least. 8 is absolutely warranted. And the Zeta isn't useful until it really, really, really is. So, that being said, folks, next up, Bounty Hunters. I have 2 teams. I'm counting this as one of them, but 2 different options, folks. So I did Light Whale on Fennec. Light Whale meaning I just bought her from shipments. Like, I waited for a month until they were in shipments, and then I was able to buy her shards. But here's the thing. So the Aura Team, you guys have seen me use the Aura Team a lot. I can use it to take down General Skywalker teams if the Rex is not super speed, and otherwise you can take down Bando teams, you can take down any number of awesome teams. It's just a really awesome squad. It's so fun to use. But the new hotness, folks, the one that I am really excited for, to try at least, is the Bosk lead team with Fennec. And the thing about this is, so Bosk, with his leadership, just talks about how many... So to get his contract, deal damage to the weakest enemy 10 times. So whoever the weakest enemy, obviously you have to do it 10 times. The thing is, so before it was pretty cool. Like, you could use Mando to call like Grief to assist. Grief does double hits on his basic, and so that did 20% toward the contract. Fennec, however, if you have her assisting, like, you get the contract almost instantly, because look at her basic. Deal special damage to target enemy 5 times. She's like, I will do it 5 times. Which isn't as cool as 9, but it is still pretty cool. She gets, so all you have to do, you have Bosk Taunt, then Grief will call everyone to assist, and that'll be almost it. So Grief will call everyone to assist, and that'll be what, Bosk and these three. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 from Boba, and then 5 more from Fennec is 9. Once you have Bosk call everyone to assist, you'll have that contract. Instant contract. Pretty cool stuff. Mando's going to be able to instantly take someone out, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And even if Grief has to dispel a pre-taunt or something, then Bosk is going to call everyone to assist. And because Grief shoots twice, he's going to be... So Bosk is going to he's going to hit once, Grief will hit twice, so that's 3. Mando for 4, Boba for 5, and Fennec for another 5. Even if they have a pre-taunt, Fennec is going to go. So if you can get her a little faster than Mando, going to be great, because you'll get that instant contract and be able to just start poning noobs. Note that Jango's not here because he has multiple other homes that he wants to be in. Now, Mon Mothma, this is the team that I use to take out a lot of General Grievous teams. Now, if Grievous has Nest in it, then it becomes more problematic. There are a few different comps. It doesn't work against BB-8 because unless the BB-8 is just criminally, ridiculously slow. In fact, I don't even think it's mathematically possible to be that much faster than BB-8. You want Mothra to be able to counter Grievous. You want Mothra to be the fastest. Remember, she's plus 50 speed from her kit, but she's very slow base speed. So I have her at 251. She can be a little faster, obviously, but 251, that means she's 301. If she is the fastest on her team, she's going to do well. She still counters most Grievous builds, but if she's the fastest, it's going to go really well because you can summon Worthless Guy. Once Worthless Guy is in the mix, then anything is possible. You want, keep in mind too, guys, for the transition from 3v3 from Mothra is actually very intense, just because in 3v3, Mothra just wants to use Cassian and K2, and then she just discards them as the rubbish they are in 5v5 in favor of this really fast version of the team, the turn meter gain team. The other thing to keep in mind with Mothra is this team will also finish off most Galactic Legends. I'd be very interested to see how they would do against, like, they probably wouldn't do that well against like Lord Vader to finish him off, but I haven't tried it yet either. I would love to see how she did, but this beats Rey teams. This Rey just on her own. This beats the whatever his name is, Grumpface Luke. It'll beat Supreme Leader Kylo. Those 3 I've had experience using these guys against. They will clean up those 3, and I don't know, maybe others, maybe Sith Eternal. Yeah, I think probably they would. So would be interested to see what they do against the latest 2 Galactic Legends. But let's move on to the Bando team, folks. The Bando team is a lot of fun. The thing you got to do is make your Quill fast. Now, I've been slowly building his speed up, which is an ironic way to use language, but he's not super fast. 322, you can get him up to 340 or something. Once you do that, you can start putting him on your defense, actually, and he starts messing with people in a big way. But the cool thing about Quill, is if he's the fastest on the team, he's going to make everyone faster. Then you want to, and this is something that's probably abnormal, most people aren't going to have a Bando who is this fast, but especially modded the way I do. But my Bando is going to be, well, he's very fast. We'll just say that. So 276 doesn't seem very fast, but I do have an offense arrow, and I have my very best offense mods. You just want him modded for offense. I mean, protection is fine, health, whatever, but you want 6E on everything because he's also a great pilot, at least if you have Executor. And Relic 8 is wonderful because you want all the offense. So mine has close to 12k offense. Probably don't need 12k if I'm being honest, but then he's fast enough. 276, he needs to be second, so Quill goes first. He's going to boost everyone's turn meter by 25%, and then Beskar is going to go into poop stance. Everyone else will do their AoEs, and eventually it'll cycle around to Beskar again, who will then have 20 whistling birds and be able to pwn someone who's in stealth, who's behind a taunt, whatever, and ignore their, not only ignore their defense, but also be able to just take them out despite all of their protection and whatever, all of their nonsense. So one of my favorite teams, guys. This team is automatic against like Night Sisters. It takes out so many awesome teams, and you have a lot of really cool resilience options, like you end up with pretty high banners every time. I'd like to try Bo-Katan here instead of Dengar, but honestly, I think Bo-Katan's better on the Maul team down below. So this is the team I plan on running, guys. Even though Maul goes well with Lord Vader, he doesn't go well enough, in my opinion. He could do quite a bit better, and with Lord Vader, or more like Lord Vader does just fine without him. And even though he makes the Lord Vader team a little more versatile, he's not the blocker. Like it doesn't change much. And so on offense or on defense, Lord Vader just does fine without Maul. And so therefore, Maul is doing the thing that I had always wished that Kat would do, in the sense that I wanted Kat to be able to go off on her own and be, do Ray Cat, or go with the Beskar team so that he could do crazy damage, or go with a Padme team, etc. But Kat just kind of lives with Kenobi, frankly. Unfortunately, like, she's just so much better than Cam is for that team. Unfortunately, very disappointing to me, but we'll survive, potentially. And the thing about this, though, guys, is Maul can go apart from his buddy, torsoed Vader, I should say, and he can make his own team. Now, the thing that you really need to be paying attention to, folks, he needs either Watt or someone else to get the party started, because he starts with Frenzy, which means he gains 100% turn meter once someone on his team uses a special. But the problem being, the team isn't very fast, except for the Armorer. The Armor is going to be your key here, guys. Watt works because he gets that bonus turn at the start and can therefore use a special, like assign one of the techs or whatever. But Watt is too expensive. He wants to go with so many different Galactic Legends that he's just... He's a very difficult man to spare for the small team. So what you can do with the Armor, and I realize that this isn't the fastest version that you can have of Armor, but she's getting there. She's as long as she is faster than like a Darth Revan team, the fastest on a Darth Revan team, then the whole team is going to just pummel that Darth Revan team. And like I said, I'm gonna make a video about it eventually, but hopefully before the season starts, but at some point during, if not. As long as the Armor can call everyone to assist, do her thing, then Maul is instantly going to, regardless of how fast he is, which I'm keeping him fairly quick, like 310 speed or so, he is going to then get the next turn, regardless of how fast. Like if Darth Revan is 335, Maul's still going to jump out ahead because he's not Sith. He is, so Malak doesn't block him, and then he's going to call everyone to assist, and it gets real ugly for the enemy team. I've seen this team take down General Skywalker. I've seen it take down the Darth Revan teams. It's pretty cool. You just need to make sure you have one character that is amazingly fast. I guess you can't really do it with Maul. Like Maul, you can get him fast enough to be that like super fast, but no one else gains enough turn meter, I don't think, for it to work. Maybe Canderous. I have to explore that, guys. That's a pretty intriguing idea, that maybe Maul could be the fastest, and then Canderous can kind of catch up because of his basic and gaining turn meter on his basic. Really gonna have to look at that. So next up, folks, we have the Jedi Revan team that counters Supreme Leader Kylo. I have a video on how to counter Supreme Leader Kylo with this team. I'm gonna try to link it in the video description. If I don't remember, because I forget things all the time. Damn it all. I don't remember why, but I do. This team, though, still has legs. Even at Relic 7, Jedi Knight Luke is really nice against that Supreme Leader Kylo team. Just need to make sure that your old Ben is like 285 speed-ish so that he can go faster. He doesn't want to get lapped by Supreme Leader Kylo. That is an incredibly important aspect to it, and you will lose, and you will rip your face off if you fail to do that. So I look forward to that happening to those of you who aren't duly cautious with old Ben. Now, this is a team that I don't know how it's going to be, folks. You remember the Thridian team in 3v3. I used that team a lot, and I don't think it's going to have the same impact, but I've always loved Thrawn lead, just because of the level of control you have over what turns and what order of actions you have. And what I want to try in 5v5 is just this Thridian team with Vader and Palp, because your ability to manipulate turn meter gets even better. Like, Vader's going to take a ton of turns. Palp doesn't really, like, he can stun everyone, that's fine, but the thing that I really like about him is he can put shock on everyone. So the people that you're facing can't gain turn meter, and Palp is gaining a huge amount of turn meter every time he applies shock on someone else. So really want to try this on offense. I think that it has legs, and frankly, if you have Gideon at a pretty decent speed, which mine is probably more than decent, I think he's at like 377, something stupid like that, yeah. So I think this is the fastest. I might be able to get a couple more speed on him, but for the most part, he is just really strong. As long as he can go first, reduce everyone's turn meter, Thrawn can get a fracture off or something, and you're off to the races. I doubt it's going to be as good of control, because Thrawn will fracture someone, and then there'll still be 4 people that you have to fight against, and I don't know, that seems that I'm interested to see how this team works. I don't know that it will, but that's something I want to experiment with. Now, next up is Bad Batch, and you guys have seen, I do have a Faction Essentials video for Bad Batch out just recently, the last week or two, that I made. So really the idea is just to abuse true damage. You want Omega on the team. A lot of people are undersizing with Bad Batch against like General Grievous, and whereas it has a pretty decent success rate, it still fails at an also pretty decent, or maybe indecent, rate. And Omega really shores that up because it makes Wrecker, I think Wrecker might already pre-taunt, now I'm forgetting, but the biggest thing is he's going to have all 10 of his stacks of whatever the rage or anger or whatever the blue stuff is that he gets. He'll have all 10 of them. Therefore, once you finally get a turn to Wrecker, which isn't that hard, really, once that happens. So Echo and Tech might combine to be able to stun everyone, but they only stun them for 1 turn. Wrecker can stun everyone for 2 turns and give everyone that defense up, which makes all of their damage true damage, and they just go to town. 5v5, this team is a lot cooler than in 3v3. 3v3, it's just so damn awkward sometimes. 5v5, such a smooth team. I don't know why people put it on defense, but they will, and in which case you can use Commander Luke to good effect. Now, this is a team I talked about yesterday a little bit in my Dash Render video. It's Rendar, I realize, but I made a play on words on my thumbnail, so I thought I'd call myself out for it. Just totally tip my hat to myself, as Carmelo Anthony once did. I just really have to tip my hat to myself. What a silly man. So, anyways, I'm really excited, guys. Man, it's so tempting. I really just want to hit this upgrade button, but I need to get Dash Rendar leveled up first, and I don't think I'll have him 7-star yet, but because the way Dash Rendar works and his Omnomnomicron, it's going to make it so that Vander Chewie is constantly prepared, and therefore he is going to, even at 3 stars, he's going to get revived and revived and revived forever by Vandor. So it doesn't really matter how resilient Dash Rendar is as long as he has his Omnomnomicron, I believe. Now that would be an interesting thing. I guess it's his leadership that he gets the Omicron on. So I guess I was thinking, like, if it was on his unique, I wonder if you kill Dash Rendar if that goes away. But I'm guessing it'll just stay in perpetuity even if they do somehow kill Dash pretty quick. So really excited. This team's going to have a permataunt. Young Han is going to be assisting like crazy. I'm going to apply his Zeta. In fact, why don't we just do this on screen right this moment, folks? And you guys can have something to point to if for some reason I have something to lament. But keep in mind, Young Han, while he's prepared, which he'll be perpetually prepared, perpetual merging 2 words requires a little bit more planning, I believe, but I lacked preparedness, you might say. But he has a 70% chance to assist, and he's just going to be going crazy every time someone goes. He's gonna be going. Dash Rendar is going to be assisting a lot. Kira calls everyone to assist. It's going to be a huge, awesome mess. L3 might need to be remodded to have health instead. I'm just not sure. Okay, so on offense, guys, General Grievous is actually probably one of the more underrated teams. You can take out so many different good teams, including a couple Galactic Legends like Jedi Master Luke and Sith Eternal. You can take both of them out with this team, and you can also take out the Commander Luke team if you have enough potency to cover their tenacity. And you can also take out a ton of other things. This team is really versatile on offense. And the fact that B1 is perpetually, like, as long as he doesn't die, he's worth all 3 banners, because he gets health and protection bonuses on those banners whenever, as long as he lives, because he only has 1 health and protection. And in addition to that, he can heal people. Grievous is kind of healing himself, and so you don't typically get like a 60 on the team. You don't typically get a 60 using this team, but what you do get is like a 57, and you stomp some noobs in the process. Having that healing immunity from Grievous is super nice. Now, this is the final team on offense, folks, and this is kind of just a nod to an ideal. So if you can use Watt, if you don't need him for a Galactic Legend kill, which is probably rare, you probably are going to need him for something. If you are going to have him available, though, get Stormtrooper Han in there, or a good tank, like 5s would be a good tank, any tank at all, really. Watt is going, a resilient tank. Some tanks are like, really? You're actually... So, get a good tank, get someone with a leadership ability that gets something. You can put weapon tech on Wampa, as long as you have the good Zeta on Wampa. Wink, wink. You guys don't know which one it is, do you? And, you can have Droideka, but you want, really, Wampa is the one. You want weapons tech on, and... you can fill in this blank with this last one. You don't have to have Droideka. I just happen to have him laying around at Relic 6 for some reason, because my roster's weird. But this team is really bonkers good on offense and very flexible. So all these teams combined, folks, all of them are pretty efficient, I think. I'm super excited to see what happens with this Dash Rendar team. And yeah, really, all these teams are teams I'm excited to use, and that doesn't include any Galactic Legends. So, anyways, folks, I'm going to just pull the plug here. I really appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember that in everything... Wait, did I just forget my sign-off? And remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Wow. That might be the first time ever, folks. You witnessed history today. Goodbye.